Now at 9, Southeast School District in Cherokee, Kansas is gauging interest on moving to a 4-day school week. Plus, Lamar, Missouri looks at options for the future of its aquatic center. And the Boys and Girls Club partners with a Joplin restaurant to raise money.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Southeast Lancers School District in Cherokee decided to stay in a 5-day week calendar. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The district was considering going to a 4-day week, but after conducting a survey, community members and doing some research, they decided to postpone the conversation to the next school year.
Made that decision so that there wasn't enough data or proof to show that we wouldn't lose students because we are a small district, or we wouldn't lose participation in activities for the kids because we don't want to lose any more.
There's pros and cons and there's unknowns, frankly. One of the main reasons districts look at the 4-day calendar is to potentially improve their recruitment and retention of teachers.
A survey conducted by the school district showed that most students, parents, and community members were either strongly or somewhat opposed to the proposed change. But it was a close race. The numbers were even closer on the staff survey, where about 40% of teachers and staff are somewhat or strongly in favor of the change. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, at least a little bit warmer for us today, as we did go into the mid-50s for afternoon highs, but still about 10 degrees shy of where we should be. Look at that overnight low, 24. Hard freeze last night or this morning. 64 is our average high for this time of the year. Looking outside, it's 46 Joplin, it's 41 in Pittsburgh. We're going to continue to drop off near freezing. Once again, most of us across the board are sitting into the mid-40s at this point in time. We do have clear skies, a few little clouds kind of skirting down to our south, a weak little wave down across eastern parts of Oklahoma, but is going to slide to our south. So for us, we're pretty quiet. Still another cold night tonight. Warming trend continues. The next few days, thunderstorm chances Sunday and Monday. Some could be strong, possibly severe. We're going to look at all that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, next Tuesday, voters will head to the polls for local elections in both Missouri and Oklahoma. In Joplin, voters will decide whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax to fund such things as street projects. This week, the tax committee met for one last time before the vote. They discussed polling locations and also where voters can go if they have questions about the tax.
So if you come and you don't know all the answers and you're on the fence about it, and one of our committee members does show up, you'll see them there with a sign, and they're just there to tell you that they'll tell you about the tax when you come.
The city began collecting revenue on the 3/8-cent sales tax in 2004, and voters renewed it in 2014. Now, since the last renewal, the tax has funded 14 road projects. This time, the city is seeking a 12-year renewal. After being shut down for several years, the city of Lamar is accepting bids that would lead to the removal of its aquatic center. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
Dry to the bone and locked up from the outside world is really the only way to describe the city of Lamar's aquatic center.
Since the pool's been installed, there's been issues with leaks. We've shut the pool down previously and repaired some of those leaks. The last several years, we saw a decline in attendance. We saw an increase in water loss and an issue with staffing, and all those factors lead to the original closing of the pool.
However, now the city is taking steps that would lead to the removal of the aquatic center altogether.
Well, the city at this point is taking bids for engineering. What we're looking for is the planning and a budget estimate on what it would cost to remove the pool structure if council did decide to remove it.
Rives says the removal of the facility is likely inevitable, but that does not mean that the space will go unused.
I think one of the keys for the community at the moment is no decision has been made on what's going to be done with that property. We're just trying to plan. We know the structure itself is having issues at this point.
After speaking with Rusty Rives, simply put, he says the pool and the surrounding structure just need to come out. And the land and where it is needs to be remediated. From there, a decision will be made about what the future of this land will hold. But as of right now, those questions are still up in the air. Reporting in Lamar, Missouri, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Now, many residents have said the idea of the pool being removed is a sad thought and would like to see an effort made to potentially build a new one. City of Lamar is accepting bids through the middle of April, at which point the city will decide on the next plan of action. Well, the Eastern Shawnee Tribe today broke ground on an expansion to its Shawnee Skies Training Center and Shooting Complex. The expansion will add an 8,000 square foot event center to the complex, featuring customizable seating and easy access to the shooting range. Officials say it'll be used for corporate, personal, and family gatherings and host future state and national level sporting clay competitions.
So phase one will be completed, we're hoping, by the state championship, which will allow us to have a covered structure, working bathrooms, a place to get at least 300 people underneath to be able to shoot. That is our goal. Phase 3 completion by October.
The Shawnee Skies Complex is on South 705 Road in Wyandotte. Pitt State hosted its Spring Career Fair today in the Plaster Center. The event was open to all majors and classifications. More than 130 companies attended. The Spring Career Fair targets experimental learning opportunities from summer employment at camps to internships and full-time professional positions.
The opportunities for internships, full-time positions, and just the confidence to know that they can go up to an employer, they can talk with them, and have a really positive outcome from that.
Students got a chance to network with employers and learn more about opportunities available in their field of interest. Well, Boys and Girls Club alumnus is showing the Southwest Missouri community how far 15% can go. A Joplin restaurant will donate a portion of tonight's proceeds to the organization, and the Boys and Girls Club hopes other restaurants will do the same in the future. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Feeding Futures is the newest campaign from the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri. This is the first Feeding Futures partnership with Trackside Burgers, as the club receives 15% in proceeds.
$15.50.
Which means $2 and some change for the Boys and Girls Club.
I think we had 3-4 weeks to get it together. We slammed Facebook. She made an event post, and we were like, we're doing this thing. We try to help the Boys and Girls Club as much as we can. I am a club kid myself formerly, so to come full circle, my two sisters working here, and they remember going to the Boys and Girls Club, so it's very near and dear to our heart and my family's heart. So the goal is to get other local restaurants to jump on board, right, and to do these Feeding the Future nights and partner with the Boys and Girls Clubs.
The proceeds from Feeding Futures will go to daily operations and fund the summer program.
It costs about $10,000 a day to run our summer program, and we only charge kids about $5 a day.
The summer program offers classes ranging from arts and crafts to PE with 3 meals a day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hunt says local restaurants can support the Joplin and Webb City clubs by hosting Feeding Future, and the community can support it by eating there.
It's our call-in orders, dine-in, DoorDash, carry-out, all platforms. 15% goes back to the Boys and Girls Club.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Well, the normal after-school hours for the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri's Joplin location are 3 to 7 p.m. Coming up, we're going to tell you the warning signs to look out for to protect yourself from the most common form of skin cancer. Two well-known celebrities have come forward this month with diagnoses of skin cancer. Model Christy Brinkley and fitness celebrity Richard Simmons both say they've been treated for basal cell carcinoma. Now, every year in the U.S., there are an estimated 3.6 million new cases of this disease diagnosed. But when it's caught early, most cases are curable. Mandy Gaither shows us what this type of cancer looks like on skin and explains how to protect yourself.
It's the most common type of skin cancer, but basal cell carcinoma is also one of the most easily cured when detected and treated early.
Often because they present without any significant major issues, like it's not necessarily painful, oftentimes they can be ignored.
Basal cell carcinoma can look different from one person to another. These pictures from the Skin Cancer Foundation show the warning signs, including an open sore that doesn't heal, a shiny bump or nodule that can also be pearly or clear or another color and can be mistaken for a normal mole, a scar-like area that is flat, white, yellow, or waxy in color, a reddish patch or irritated area, and a small pink growth with a slightly raised rolled edge and a crusted indentation in the center. Sun-exposed areas are where these cancers are most often found, says dermatologist Susan Masick with The Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center.
Places like the face, and particularly the nose, the lips, the ears, but anywhere on the face is fair game, as well as sun-exposed areas on the arms and the hands, as well as the upper shoulders and back.
Masick says to protect skin by wearing sun protective clothing, using sunscreen every day, reapply it every 2 to 3 hours, sooner than that if you're sweating or swimming, and replace sunscreen every year. An expired product may not offer as much protection. And if you find anything on your skin that's new or changing, see a doctor. For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
Now, breastfeeding a baby for at least 3 months can reduce the risk of certain types of childhood cancers. A Danish study finds babies who are breastfed for 3 months or longer have lower rates of leukemia. Similar decreases were noted for neuroblastoma as well. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later a pair of twin athletes in Riverton signed to continue their careers at the collegiate level.
Well, at least a warmer day for us today after a very cold start, 24 degrees during the morning hours, but we did warm up mid-50s this afternoon, which is good. Nice shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, of course. We're looking at downtown Joplin off toward the north and to the east. Cooling off 41, Nevada, Carthage 45, Anderson 46, 47 in Neosho. We have 50 in Miami, Oswego 47, Chanute is sitting at 42 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and Range Line sitting at 46. Winds are pretty much calm, so they've been calming down over the past couple hours, which they're going to stay calm for us tonight, but really start to pick up as we go through the next couple days. Not much going on here. We do have some clouds and a few showers skirting across eastern Oklahoma, moving into the river valley of western Arkansas and pushing right through central Arkansas. But this will stay to our south, just a weak little wave passing by. Besides that, we have a ridge of high pressure. You see this little mound here that is going to roll in over the next couple days. That's going to help our temperatures start to warm back up as we work toward the weekend. Tonight, still cold, near freezing. 32 Monette, 31 Anderson, 30 in Miami, Pittsburgh down to 31. We get into the mid to upper 50s by noon. We should get into the mid 60s tomorrow afternoon, which is right where we should be for this time of the year. The winds increase tomorrow night. We only drop back 48 to 50. And then once we get into Friday afternoon, look at this. Lower 70s. We're going to have some more clouds. It's going to be very windy, but lower 70s for afternoon highs. So we're going in the right direction. 33 to start, 57 by noon, 64 for a high. Plenty of sunshine for us tomorrow. But look at the winds. They switch out of the south. So winds are going to be gusting 15 to 20 by late tomorrow afternoon. But then they get moving tomorrow night into Friday. We'll have gusts 40 upwards to 45 miles per hour. Let's check out your Easter starting out near 60. Could have a few morning little showers across the region. Most of the day, it's going to be windy. Most of the day looks good, 73 and then 78 by 4. Thunderstorms Sunday evening. Some of those could be strong, possibly severe, so we're kind of in a hot spot in the yellow on Sunday, and then it expands on Monday. So we have 2 days of possible thunderstorms, and some of those, again, could be strong, possibly severe. All right, let's go into Saturday. Front draped through, so 60s to the north, 70s to the south, but Saturday overall looks pretty good. Could get a random shower late Saturday into Easter morning, so that's what we'll be concentrating on over the next couple days. 64 tomorrow, 71 on Friday, 72 on Saturday, and then near 80 Easter Sunday. Also on Monday with those chances for thunderstorms, and then cooling back down next Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, yeah. Nice warm weekend. Gonna love that.
Yeah, it is going to be windy, but yeah.
As long as the bunny doesn't,
Blow away.
Easter bunny doesn't
Yeah.
blow away. He'll be done by then, right?
Let's hope
Maybe,
so.
yeah. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, the Carthage Early Childhood Center today held its annual Farm Day event. The little tigers got to experience the world of farm life with hands-on opportunities to interact with various animals like ducks, chickens, bunnies, goats, and even a playful pig.
They were pretty fun. Yeah. And some goats are sometimes called kids. And some goats live in deserts. And the baby bunnies can be called rabbits too.
Yes, they can. Early childhood and early childhood special education programs serve children 3 to 5 years of age. Well, coming up, the latest tech from automakers.
Car manufacturers are pushing EVs, but are customers buying it? I'm Madison Allworth at the New York International Auto Show. After this, I'm going to bring you one of the latest electric trucks and tell you how much it costs. The price is probably going to shock you.
Automakers at the New York International Auto Show unveiled new models and exclusive tech. Fox Business correspondent Madison Allworth takes us on a ride to learn more.
We're here at the New York International Auto Show where EVs are the focus on the test track. EVs like the brand new Silverado. This bad boy not yet available for consumer sale, only for fleets, but we're getting a sneak peek at this vehicle. Dave's gonna take us on a ride. I'm gonna buckle up for safety. So this Silverado and trucks, when it comes to EVs, it's a sector that is still struggling. When it comes to consumers, only about 10% of potential EV buyers are interested in a truck. But Chevy, they do believe that this could be the future when it comes to sales. This Silverado, which is a work truck, still has an incredibly fast pickup, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. We won't hit 60 because we're inside, but Dave's gonna give us a go. Let's hit it, Dave. Let's go. Oh my God. So like I said, this vehicle not yet available for sale for the average consumer, only available in fleets. Speaking of EV sales, in 2024, it's expected that about 8% of new car sales will be electric vehicles, which is an increase from 2023, but it's increasing at a slower rate. Even still, manufacturers are confident that they can get consumers behind these cars, especially when they offer things like quick pickup. When it comes to vehicles, on average, the electric vehicle is more expensive than their gas counterparts. So that is something consumers obviously have to keep in mind. For this Silverado, the starting price, $66,900. In New York, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
Mind you, that's the starting price. An American adventure seeker has set a new world record as the first person to circumnavigate the globe in an all-electric vehicle. 25-year-old Lexi Alford crossed the finish line in Nice, France yesterday in a Ford Electric Explorer, earning a special certificate from the record setter organization. The Florida native began her epic journey September 8th, traveling more than 18,000 miles through 27 countries and 6 continents before finishing where she started. Well, one lucky American is now a multimillionaire. Coming up, we'll learn more about where the winning Mega Millions ticket was sold. One lucky ticket matches the numbers in yesterday's Mega Millions lottery drawing with a jackpot worth an estimated $1.1 billion, the 8th largest in U.S. history. Now that made the ShopRite Liquor in Nepshire, New Jersey, a popular store today. It sold that winning ticket that was matching all 6 numbers and the gold mega ball. The director of the New Jersey Lottery offered some advice for that lucky ticket holder.
If you are the winner, I encourage you right now, sign the back of the ticket, take a picture of it, make a copy of it, and put it in a safe place. Tell only your closest loved ones that you were this lucky winner, and then I would urge you, go out and talk to a lawyer and maybe a financial advisor. Talk to someone that's a professional about what to do with your newfound wealth and how to handle it.
The cash option for the winning ticket is $537.5 million. So lottery players have another chance to win big tonight. The Powerball jackpot is now at $865 million. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. Authorities say a crash in Jasper County involving a milk tanker claimed the life of a Mount Vernon man. Plus, the NTSB continues its investigation into the deadly collapse of Baltimore's Key Bridge.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities investigate a fatal crash that happened this morning near Avila, Missouri. Troopers say a westbound milk tanker on State Highway 96 turned onto County Road 20 when it was rear-ended by a pickup traveling at, quote, highway speeds. The impact caused the tanker to overturn and block the lane. Authorities say the driver of the pickup, Robert Rathman of Mount Vernon, died at the scene. Recovery efforts resumed today at the site of the major bridge collapse in Baltimore. Officials say 2 bodies have been recovered. Meanwhile, the investigation into what caused the cargo ship to crash into the bridge is just beginning. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has the latest from Washington.
A tragic finding Wednesday morning in the Patapsco River in Baltimore. The bodies of 2 missing construction workers killed in the bridge collapse.
Divers located a red pickup truck submerged in approximately 25 feet of water. Divers recovered two victims of this tragedy trapped within the vehicle.
Maryland State Police say tons of concrete and debris is preventing divers from reaching the other victims. 6 workers from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras are presumed dead in the collapse, while 2 were rescued. Investigators with the NTSB recovered the data recorder from the cargo ship, revealing more details on what could have caused the collision.
Around 1:27 and 25 seconds, the pilot issued a radio call over the VHF radio, reporting that the dolly had lost all power and was approaching the bridge.
A hazmat investigator also found the ship was carrying 764 tons of hazardous materials.
Some of the hazmat containers were breached.
And now the cleanup begins. Multiple agencies are coming up with a plan to start removing the debris that's blocking ships from flowing in and out of the Baltimore harbor. With the port shut down, there are significant economic concerns that will be felt in the local community and beyond.
The national economy and the world's economy depends on the Port of Baltimore. The port handles more cars and more farm equipment than any other port in the country.
Maryland has submitted a request to President Biden for emergency relief funds, and Senator Chris Van Hollen says if anyone is found liable for negligence or wrongdoing, they will be pursued financially. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
A lawyer for Sean Diddy Combs is strongly criticizing the raids at 2 of the hip-hop mogul's homes in a federal sex trafficking investigation. The lawyer says Combs is innocent, pointing out that Combs was not detained. A source says guns, cell phones, and other electronics are among the items taken from the homes. Even though Combs has not been publicly named as a target of the investigation, he says he's now prepared to fight to clear his name. Well, a bit later, keeping the earth in mind this weekend.
Before crafting your kids' Easter basket, consider the planet. I'm Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles with tips for a more earth-friendly Easter coming up.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a warmer day for us today, but still chilly, about 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. But we've had mostly sunny skies all day long, and of course mostly clear skies for us right now. We do have some clouds kind of skirting our southern counties. Very weak little wave actually brought some very wet snow to Oak City earlier this morning. Just kind of shooting across near Fort Smith, pushing toward Little Rock, but this will stay south of the region for us tonight. Besides that, not a whole bunch going on here across the Central Plains, but if you look to our west, here's a ridge of high pressure. That ridge of high pressure is going to roll in as we go through the next couple days, and that's going to help us start to warm up. Still cold by morning. Most of us right around 32, 31 Nevada, 32 Monette, Grand Lake 32, Parsons 32. By noon, we get into the mid to upper 50s. By afternoon, we get into the mid 60s, and that is right where we should be for this time of the year. Tomorrow night, the winds start to pick up, but we only drop back to about 48 to 50. So pretty good. We get some mid and upper level clouds in here on Friday, But look at our temperatures as we jump into the lower 70s for afternoon highs. And by Saturday morning, we only drop back into the upper 50s. Could get a few random showers early Saturday morning. 33 to start, 57 by noon. High temp on your Thursday, 64 degrees. But look at the winds. They switch out of the south, and we'll have gusts kind of 15 to 20 by tomorrow evening. But then they get moving tomorrow night into Friday. Look at this. Winds gusting 40 upwards to 45. It stays windy all the way through Friday and all the way into the holiday weekend. Checking out your Easter. A few showers in the morning. Temperatures start right around 60 degrees. 73 by noon, 78 by 4. But a chance for thunderstorms by evening. And some of those storms could be strong, possibly severe. So in the yellow, here's our hot spot for strong to severe storms on Sunday. And then on Monday, it expands, and we're still in it. So we'll have chances for strong to severe thunderstorms once again as we go into Monday. So let's go ahead and break it down. We're going to move into Saturday afternoon. 60s, northern counties, 70s, southern counties. We have a front kind of draped across the region. This could fire off a few Easter morning showers and thunderstorms. Pushing east for the day, warm into the upper 70s. Thunderstorms erupt during the evening hours. Thunderstorms work through Sunday night into Monday morning and then fire up again Monday afternoon. So some of those could be strong to possibly severe. All right, 64 on your Thursday, 71 Friday, 72 on Saturday, and then pushing 80 as we head into the holiday weekend, and of course tracking those thunderstorms Sunday and Monday.
All right.
Fun times.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna have a pretty warm weekend. I don't know if we're gonna know what to do with ourselves.
I know, it's gonna be warm.
And then it's gonna get cold again.
Yep.
Get used to it. All right, thanks, Doug. Carthage High School's baseball team today played its first home game of the season in a newly renovated Rock Stadium. The renovations include a new scoreboard, bleachers, dirt work, concrete, and fencing. Officials say it'll go a long way to helping the team.
They don't have to go to Joplin this year, so hometown advantage should be really great and have a big crowd today in every home baseball game. So the student morale is great, and we couldn't be more excited to celebrate tonight and walk home with a win.
Fortunately, Carthage lost their game to Tolton Catholic today, 11-7. Well, coming up in sports, Carl Junction High School hires a new boys basketball head coach. Plus, Missouri Southern football returns to the practice field. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Chloe and Olivia Parker, two high school seniors and twin sisters at Riverton High School, signed today to become collegiate athletes. Twin sisters Olivia and Chloe Parker signed their letters of intent at Riverton today. Olivia will run track at Evangel University, and Chloe will play basketball at Neosho County Community College. Both Chloe and Olivia say they've been looking forward to this moment for their entire high school careers, and having each other by their side makes it even sweeter.
It's pretty awesome, you know. A lot of people in life, they ask what it's like having a twin, you know, and what it's like having a twin is it's special, you know. It's something different, you know. You always have that person to go to along your side.
We constantly push each other. It's always a battle, never fail. You always fight for each other, but at the end we were biggest supporters for each other, and I couldn't ask for anything better.
Missouri Southern football ended the 2023 season on a high note with a double overtime upset of Missouri Western. This afternoon, the Lions back on the practice field for spring drills, prepping for the 2024 season. Missouri Southern enters its fourth year under the direction of head coach Tiba Bradley. Today, the Lions holding their third practice of the spring. Their spring inter-squad game will be in just over 2 weeks. That's on April 12th. Coach Bradley likes the direction his team is heading this spring.
The number one goal is to get better, but for us right now, it's making sure we understand
what we're doing on both sides of the ball. In order to be successful in this league, you got to be able to play fast and you got to be able to play physical. But that goes back to being able to understand your assignment, to understand your role on this football team, on this offense, this defense, special teams. And so if we can come out of this spring playing faster, playing more physical, we'll be happy.
Carl Junction High School has a new head coach for its boys basketball program. The school district announces today Court Hardy is coming to CJ from Seneca. After leading the Indians to back-to-back district championships, Hardy joins the Bulldogs. He says in a press release he's eager to build the Carl Junction basketball program into something the community and fans can be proud of. Carl Junction baseball at home today. The Bulldogs are 6-1, taking on 8-1 Lebanon. Top of the first inning, runners on second and third. Pop fly goes into shallow left. Cooper Vides has a little bit of trouble with it. It drops down, and that brings in 2 unearned runs for Lebanon. CJ responds, though, bottom of the first. Swing and a miss here. Ball gets away. Aiden Strait hustling in from third, scores, makes it 2-1. Top of the second, runner on first, and Bulldog pitcher Chase Smith uses the pickoff move to get him. Nice play from the lefty. A little later, Smith gets a swinging strikeout to end the frame, but Lebanon just keeps hitting in this one. Josh Ziegenbein laces this one to right center in the top of the third. Yellow Jackets score 3 more that inning. Not the afternoon the Bulldogs had hoped for. They fall in this one 11-1. That's a look at sports. We'll be back with more news after this.
Easter is less than a week away, and consumer spending is expected to top $22 billion. And that's according to the National Retail Federation. People celebrating are predicted to spend an average of $177. Now, food is expected to be the highest spending category, followed by clothing and then gifts. Meanwhile, the price of cocoa surged to an all-time high yesterday. This means you could be paying more for chocolate in stores. Before you fill your child's Easter basket with Easter grass and plastic eggs, Fox News chief correspondent Jonathan Hunt has tips for having a more earth-friendly holiday.
Before you head down the rabbit hole of Easter preparations, you may want to consider the planet. 78% of consumers say a sustainable lifestyle is important to them, according to a recent study by Nielsen IQ.
So as far as holidays go, it is not difficult at all to make them more sustainable.
The party goddess, Marley Major, says there are several ways to make Easter more earth-friendly, starting with Easter baskets. Instead of getting a new one, try repurposing an old basket or putting the goodies in a canvas bag or glass vase. And Major recommends avoiding one of the most wasteful Easter traditions, plastic Easter grass.
Most of us have shredders, and why not just shred all the junk paper or newspaper stuff that we have lying around and fill the baskets with that?
The spring celebration wouldn't be the same without colourful eggs. Major suggests skipping the dye kits and instead turning to natural ingredients to add colour to your holiday.
You can grind up dried mushrooms. You can dye things with beets. And then, of course, you have to set them with white vinegar. But that can be really fun for kids to make their own dyes and have different colors.
And before you sit down to enjoy your Easter meal, Major says you can take steps to reduce waste by composting scraps as you cook and food left on plates once everyone is full, and avoiding disposable single-use plastics.
Try to limit the amount of, plastic disposable plates or forks or cups, or try not to have a lot of platters that they're going to get delivered in the disposable stuff and thrown away. Maybe have more of a potluck Easter.
One of the hallmarks of Easter is, of course, the egg hunt, which typically involves plastic eggs. Major suggests keeping them to reuse year after year. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
So many eggs saved from previous years. Coming up, we'll hear from the director of the newest Godzilla and King Kong movie about the future of the franchise. The Monsterverse continues on the big screen this week, IMAX included, with Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. Director Adam Wingard shared his inspiration for the epic scale action adventure and spoke about why Godzilla and Kong teaming up is the way the franchise moves forward. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Director Adam Wingard had an 80s toy vibe in mind for Godzilla Kong: The New Empire.
Thundercats, Masters of the Universe, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and all of those obviously had their own representation as a toy. And toys for me are like a gateway to the imagination. It was like walking into a candy store, kind of colorful neon experience of walking through the toy aisles of the 80s. I knew I wanted, on a purely aesthetic level, this film to sort of match that vibe.
His cat Mischief also inspired him.
There's literally a shot in the film where Godzilla's curled up in the Roman Colosseum, hibernating, and my cat was the inspiration in terms of the way she sleeps in her cat bed. And it's interesting that I had a conversation with Yamazaki, the director of Godzilla -1, and he also took a lot of inspiration from his cat in terms of his approach to Godzilla.
He's excited to have the Titans team up.
What do you love about that being the next chapter for them, and how do you feel that can maybe take the franchise forward?
I had such a great time watching Godzilla vs. Kong in the theater, and there's a brief moment where Godzilla and Kong team up against Mechagodzilla, and I'll just never forget how it just like blew the roof off of the theater, even though it was still only like 25% capacity or whatever during COVID. So I knew right away that that's the trajectory of the series.
Of course, there are still monster misunderstandings.
I took a lot of inspiration from 80s buddy comedy, buddy cop movies, where you have two characters who, they're friends, but they don't really like each other, and that's sort of the vibe between Godzilla and Kong.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of animals at a Chilean zoo enjoying some Easter eggs. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.